The American author I selected is Ray Bradbury. Bradbury was born on August 22nd, 1920, and died on June 5th, 2012. In interviews, Bradbury talks about memories of from he was young as 3 years old, and that he says later inspired him to become a writer. One of his most interesting memories was an experience at the carnival when he was only 12 years old. He met a magician, Mr. Electrico, who grabbed him from the crowd and touched his head with a sword while he kept shouting, "Live forever." The next day, he begged his dad to stop at the carnival again, so that he could talk to the magician. When he spoke to Electrico, the magician told him, "I have met you before." He continued, "You were my best friend in the Great War of France." Bradbury was moved by this strange conversation. From this day on, he was inspired to become a writer. Throughout Bradbury's career, he wrote close to 600 short stories, 30 books, many poems and scripts for both movies and television, most of the genre of science fiction. His most famous book is Fahrenheit 451. As with many of Bradbury's books, Fahrenheit 451 is a statement about political ideas of the time. Bradbury won many awards throughout his career, these including a Peabody Award, the National Medal of Arts, a Lifetime Achievement Award, an Emmy, and a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Bradbury wrote science fiction. In fact, some say that his writing in this genre was inspirational to other science fiction writers. His books were popular with kids, often causing them to become interested in outer space and the idea of a possible space travel. Bradbury's books and short stories often had themes that related to political issues of the time. In Fahrenheit 451, he wrote about the idea of censorship and the impact of that would have on society. In his first series of books, The Martian Chronicles, he wrote about the threat of nuclear war and how that would impact people in their communities. The Pedestrian was a short story he wrote in 1951. In this story, he wrote about the increasing interest in watching TV and how that was affecting people's ability to interact with each other. One night, as he is out on the streets of his city, he started to complain about how the world is turning out and how he was making predictions of the future. He saw himself alone in the world of AD 2053. As he walked, he noticed how few people were on the streets, but he could see the lights in many windows as he passed. He noticed people staring at their viewing screens in their homes. He imagined that this would continue to happen until no one moved outside of their homes rather than to travel to work. Eventually, he was stopped by a police car and questioned about what he was doing on the streets at night. These police officers were shocked that he would not be at home watching TV. In fact, it found the man's behavior so odd that they forced him into his car and delivered him to a psychiatric center. The events in the story show foreshadowing man versus man and man versus society conflicts.